Alright, because we've already done multiplication, dividing should be very easy. Okay, so let's take a look at an example. Alright, so first thing it says you do is you draw your 2 by 2 boxes and then you add boxes as you need. So we'll always start with 2 by 2, then if you need some more, go ahead and add them. It says write the divisor as the height of the box outside. The divisor is the denominator. Put the first term of the numerator in the first square. Use it to fill out A and then B. Okay, A and then B. So you're going to ask yourself what W times something is going to give you negative W squared. You should be good at this. It's going to be negative W. Then use that to fill the last box. 6 times negative 7 is negative 42W. Alright, then it says remember the diagonals add up to the numerator, so use B to fill C. So it needs to add to negative 45. The only way it's going to add negative 45 is negative 3. Then it says use C to fill out D, then E. So the top, again, you should be really good at this, and then the bottom. Alright, then it says, we can skip all the way to number 9 actually. It says if that number isn't the same, then there's a remainder. So we need to make it the same. We need to make it negative 17. If you add 1 to negative 18, it'll be negative 17. So that is the remainder. Alright, and the way you write it out is write your answer as the length of what you have outside or the top of the box plus or minus whatever the remainder is over the divisor or the denominator. So this is a listening check. This is a listening check. When you finish this video, color in example 1, 2, 3, and 4 the same color. Just the word example 1, 2, 3, and 4 the same color. Okay, and we use this when we can't factor and cancel and have no leftover. So really we use division like this when there's a remainder. Let's take a look at another example. Negative 3j squared minus 17j minus 16 over j plus 3. So again, you're going to draw your 2 by 2 box. You're going to add more boxes if you need them. Write the divisor as the height, so j plus 3 is the height. Put the first term of the numerator in the first box, so negative 3j squared goes there. Then you're going to use that to find what goes to A and B. So j times something is negative 3j squared, so negative 3j. Use that to find the bottom box, negative 9j. And then the diagonals add up to what it is for the numerator with that variable. So negative 9j needs to become negative 17, so I'll need more tigers, 8. So negative 8j plus negative 9j is negative 17. Perfect. So you're going to use that to fill out D and E. So what times that is that? That's going to be negative 8. Negative 8 times 3 is negative 24. Now if that number is the one at the end, then you're done. Okay, that's what step 9 says. But if it's not, then there's a remainder. So in this case, it's not that number, so there's a remainder. So again, remember the diagonals add up, so I need less tigers, so I need to add 8. If I add 8 to negative 24, I get negative 16. And that is my remainder. Okay, so the way you're going to write it out is whatever is at the top of the box. So negative 3j minus 8. And then it's going to be plus 8 over the divisor. Okay, so the denominator, j plus 3. And that's pretty much it. So if you know how to multiply, you know how to divide. Alright, let's take a look at another example. This is a listening check. This is a listening check. Put a circle around divide. Right there. Put a circle right there around the symbol division. Again, draw your 2 by 2 box. If you need more, you can just add them. But just draw a 2 by 2 to start off with. Alright, put your divisors the height, g minus 3. And then put the first term in the first box. Now ask yourself, okay, what g times something is negative 8g cubed, negative 8g squared. Multiply that's positive 24g squared. Again, remember the diagonals add up to that number with that variable. So it should add up to 32. So I'm going to need to add another 8g squared. It'll give me that. Alright, so use that now to fill out the top and the bottom. So that's going to be 8g, and that's going to be negative 24g. Again, use the diagonals. But it looks like actually it's supposed to be negative 24g, so we're actually done. So there's nothing to go further. So negative 24g is what I have, so I'm done with no remainder. So here's an example of one that has no remainder. So in that case, you're just going to write the numbers on the top of the box. So negative 8g squared plus 8g is my answer. That's it. So let's look at one final example. This is a listening check. This is a listening check. Color in those two boxes in example 3 that you see above where I'm writing. Color in those two boxes in example 3, the empty ones. Again, start off with drawing a 2x2 box, and then you're just going to add stuff if you need it. You're going to add more boxes if you need it. Again, the divisor is the height, so p minus 5 is the height. And then you put the first term in the first box, so p cubed. What times that is p cubed? P squared. Alright, so fill out the bottom, negative 5p squared. Again, remember the diagonals add up to whatever it says in the numerator, so it's supposed to be negative 10, so I need negative 5p squared. Alright, then use that to fill out the top one, so it's going to be negative 5p, and then that times that is positive 25p. Again, the diagonals add up to whatever the numerator, in this case 20p, so it's supposed to be negative 5p, so I'm adding a box because I need it. Alright, then fill the top and the bottom. P times something is negative 5p, so that's got to be negative 5. Fill out the bottom, negative 5 times negative 5 is 25. Alright, so again, if that number 25 is equal to 26, no. So that means I have a remainder. So the diagonal has to give me 26. I have to add one more. Alright, so I'm going to make my box. Now that gives me the 26. So actually that's my answer in this question with a remainder. So you have p squared minus 5p minus 5. And then plus or minus the remainder, in this case plus 1 over, and then divisor is p minus 5.